Hello, my name is Adonis and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a love coming reading for all of my Scorpios out there. So this is a love coming reading for all of my Scorpios out there for the week of July 7th to the 13th. Without any further ado, let's jump right in and find out what's going on. Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Show me the cards I need to see. Show me the cards I need to see for all of my Scorpios out there. All my Scorpios out there for the week of July 7th into the 13th. Wow. Oh wow, this is great. Right off the bat here, my Scorpios, you got the Ace of Swords. What that Ace of Swords tells me is that there is an air sign individual here that's looking to pursue you. An air sign, of course, is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So this individual is you know, again, also the removal of blockages and things of that nature. So this person pursuing you is pretty clear-headed. They know what they want, and they're moving towards you in a very careful, methodical way. In addition, you also have the Page of Wands here. Page of Wands here. So there's definitely some information that this individual is sending you. They're sending you messages of some sort. So they're somewhat, you know, somewhat passionate messages, loving, sweet messages, but nevertheless, you're being sent some messages by this individual. And so that's something that you definitely want to be out on the lookout for if you're not already. Now, in addition to that, you got the Four of Swords here. That Four of Swords here says that individual pursuing you, basically they're calm, cool, collective. They're taking their time. They're not in a rush. They're just kind of seeing things how things work out. Seeing how things work out here. They're still, like I said, they're sending you some messages of love and things like that. Just kind of taking their time, trying to slow walk it, trying to see where things go. Now, with that being said here, there is definitely a fire sign individual that is definitely pursuing you. A fire sign individual that is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, and there is a lot of sexual chemistry and a lot of sexual chemistry and energy that's really flowing with this individual. I mean, it's really palpable, this fire sign individual. And for some reason though, this fire sign individual decided to, Eight of Cups, decided to turn their back and walk away from the situation. They decided, for whatever reason, they just decided, hey, you know what, I'm not going to pursue this any further. There's a lot of sexual energy and chemistry that this person has for you. Now, the reason why they probably decided not to go that way, because there is a Knight of Wands. There's also another fire sign individual, again, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Now this individual this is a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of sexual energy, and this person is moving towards you. This person is moving towards you, which is probably why the other individual decided not to kind of move forward with it, because he was like, you know what, he or she was like, this other individual is really into this other individual, so I'm just kind of gonna back up here because I don't want to get in the middle of all this. And this Knight of Wands individual believes that you are their twin flame, their lover. So twin flame love connection there. And so, you know, there was three, now there's two individuals, and one believes that you definitely are their soulmate. They pretty much thought about this, they used their intuition, they contemplated it, they mulled it over a bit in their mind, and they're like, you know what, I really get along with this individual, we have a lot in common, so I really want to pursue this thing. And that's pretty much where we are right now with that situation. So that's just something to keep an eye out for, an ear out for. Let's see what your strengths are, however. Let's just see what your strengths are. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. So many cards I need to see. So many cards I need to see. All my Scorpios out there to see what their strengths are in dealing with this particular situation for the week of July 7th into the 13th. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. So many cards I need to see. So many cards that I need to see. Okay. Alright, first off the bat, you have strength that you definitely have. The wheel of fortune is moving in your favor. Absolutely moving in your favor. So, you know, things are definitely begin to move for you in a favorable direction as far as in the relationship department. That's definitely a strength that you have. In addition, you got the World card here. And this World card here definitely is a sense of either liberation or the completion. Something's coming to a completion here. And you feel liberated. You feel like, hey, you know what, I'm liberated, I'm in a new place. I want to move forward with my personal relationship interest here. So that's definitely something that that's definitely a strength, a good attribute that you have. In addition, here we have the the Knight of Cups. Now this Knight of Cups energy is again energy is usually like I said, it's a very dashing, domineering, kind of like a knight in white shining armor type of energy here, and that's the kind of energy that you're kind of giving off right now. You know, you're that white knight. You know, you're kind of moving forward. You're dashing. You're daring. You're domineering, and that's the kind of energy that you're kind of giving off right now. In addition, and that's definitely a good attribute. Again, you have the Knight of Swords. Now, Knight of Swords. Again, this energy a lot of times has the ability to seem kind of a little harsh at times. It's very fast moving. It's an air sign energy. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And it's very fast moving, quick moving, and it really says what's on its mind. Sometimes it can be seen as a harsh energy, but it's sometimes harshness is needed, so you're not afraid to say what's on your mind, what you believe needs to be said, which is also a good this is a strength that you have. In addition, here you have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups says that, you know what, you're not, if someone's offering you something, you don't want it, you don't take it. That is definitely a strength that you possess here, because why? You got Two of Swords. Because you got choices here, and saying that the fact that you are indecisive at times is a positive thing. And I would say definitely, if you have choices, you know, you don't want to jump with anything right away. Sometimes you want to see, you want to mull over your decision a little bit to see what else, what else is there other things here about this individual, you know, that I find really, you know, that really may tip the scales one way or the other. So sometimes being indecisive is not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, you have the Four of Wands, which says that, hey, listen, if the opportunity for long-term relationship comes up, you're definitely in the market for something like that. In addition, here we have the Queen of Swords, and that Queen of Swords energy says, you know what, that Queen of Swords energy cuts again right through the BS, just like the Knight of Swords energy, except the Knight of Swords energy does it with words and sometimes actions, and the Queen of Swords is well, as like I said, again, and mental as well. So Queen of Swords also is very mental, and it's very logical. And a lot of times it will make decisions based on logic. What makes the most sense here. And again, that is a very good attribute to have as a strength as well. And finally, here we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this Knight of Pentacles here, again, very methodical. It takes his time. It's very reasonable, very responsible. And that's a really good energy to have, a really good attribute to have, because again, that means that you take the time, and you know, of course, with the Queen of Wands, you know, there's you know, not only you're logical, but you also really examine the situation, and you really take time to really examine. It's a very earthy energy, very down to earth energy. Again, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn energy that we're dealing with here. So let's see what kind of things from your past could possibly affect the outcome of this particular situation. Some rising Venus, Jupiter. Some rising Venus, Jupiter. Some cards I need to see. Some cards I need to see. Okay, so definitely something that could really change the outcome of this is you have the Chariot card here. The Chariot card here tells me that in the past, you know, you definitely, you like to take control, you like to be in charge of a situation here. So, you know, pertaining to how these things work out here, you like to, you know, in the past, you like to take things and steer things in the direction that you want. And that could prove to be problematic with this situation, depending on how this whole thing plays out. You know, especially if these other individuals want to take charge of the situation and not, because you may be one of the type of people that just used to being in charge. You know, in addition, here you have the Queen of Wands energy, and this Queen of Wands energy, again, has the ability to vibrate and draw things to them. And again, you know, that's something from your past that could possibly turn out to be a factor here, because again, if this thing doesn't work out, you know, there's other choices. So it's just not like you just, you know, it's like a one and done type thing. There are other individuals that you could have a relationship with, you know, besides these guys. In addition, we got the Five of Wands here. Now, what that tells me, something from your past that could possibly be affecting this, is that possibly in the past, there was tension, conflict when it came in the realm of relationships. You've grown, you've matured, and you're like, you know what, I don't really want to deal with that nonsense anymore. I'm just too old, too mature, too seasoned in the game to really kind of deal with a whole lot of that nonsense these days. In addition, here you have the Six of Wands here, which is recognized victory, and definitely what could definitely affect the outcome of this situation is the fact that you want to recognize victory here. You want something that's really going to be solid. You know, something from the past. You're used to being able to recognize what's what. So, you know, if things don't exactly seem like they're gelling here, you want to recognize victory here. You'll definitely walk away if you don't feel as though it's worthwhile. In addition, you got the Eight of Swords, and that pretty just further exemplifies the Six of Wands, which means that in the past you felt as though your hands were tied behind your back. You felt trapped in a situation, and you're definitely not looking to do that again. You know, you're looking to dot your I's and cross your T's this time around. And finally, you know, the Hierophant. If things pop off right, you know, back in the past, maybe the marriage thing possibly could have been an issue, may not have been an issue, but again, you want to be the one in control at this particular time, because you want to guide things in the direction and you want. If it leads to a long-term commitment, that's great. If it doesn't, that's great too. So let's see if the spirits have any additional information that they would like to bestow upon us before I shut this thing down. Sun rising Venus, Jupiter. Sun rising Venus, Jupiter. Sun rising Venus, Jupiter. Show me the cards I need to see. If there's any additional information that you would like to give my Scorpios for the week of July 7th to the 13th. Okay, so listen. Spirit wants you to listen. Definitely listen. Pay attention. Listen to what's going on. You know, communication is key here. In any kind of relationship, communication key to make or break a relationship. So that's definitely something Spirit wants you to be made aware of. In addition, here we got the Alchemy card. This has come up too often. And it's basic transmutation. So basically, it's transforming one thing into another. So again, there's a possibility here for something, you know, from a friendship to transform into something very, very much more deeper. Again, and you have, like I said, Knights of Wands, they believe that maybe you guys are possibly soulmates or something like that. And, you know, and again, a friendship can turn into something much deeper over time. In addition here, finally, we have the clarity card. So again, there needs to be a sense of clarity. Everyone needs to know where they stand in this particular situation. The Spirit wants you to know that, you know, that is the best way to proceed with this. Putting everything on the table here, putting all these, you know, putting everything out in the open, and that is pretty much what's going to make any of these particular situations work out in the long run. So that sounds and that feels like very good, solid information and very good advice to me. So all that being said, I'm going to shut it down now, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Adonis, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.